Breaking news out of Barcelona. RAC1, Catalan radio station, reporting that Lionel Messi and Ronald Koeman have met, and it did not go well. Reportedly, Messi has said he feels more out than in at the club, while reportedly also acknowledging just how difficult it could be to leave Barcelona thanks to his contract situation. For more reaction on this, let's welcome in some more voices. Don and Gab are with us. Don, Hutchison, Gab, Marcotti. Gab, I'll start with you. Let's say this is true and that Messi will in fact leave Barcelona. Give me some likely landing spots for Messi.
Well, look, we're in the realm of hypothetical, obviously, but it depends essentially on two things. It depends on what kind of salary Lionel Messi would command, because right now, when you factor in the fact that he holds his image, he has total control of his image rights, which is not customary in Spain, and you factor in his salary and bonuses, you're looking at north of 100 million euros a year, total package. So I don't know that there is a single team in the world that is in a position to pay that. So there'll have to be some kind of complicated adjustment there. So that's the one thing we don't know. The other thing we don't know is Lionel Messi had until May 31st to leave Barcelona on a free transfer. Under the terms of the contract that he signed 3 years ago, after the third year of his contract, if he informed the club in writing by May 31st, they would have to leave him for nothing, zero. However, he did not do that. So they're on the hook, or he's on the hook rather, at Barcelona for another season. So Barcelona could demand a transfer fee as well. Now, how do you even begin to calculate a transfer fee for Lionel Messi? That's very, very difficult. Do you even calculate a transfer fee if he tells you that he wants to leave? These are all the things swirling out there. This is why it's so complicated. Where could he go? I like to think that Lionel Messi, if he does leave, and I don't think he will, but if he does, I think he's going to choose some place that's important to him, and he's not just going to move, for money or to win more Champions League titles. So whether it's a romantic choice of going back to Rosario, maybe not just yet. So possibly somewhere else in Europe. People are chucking Manchester City out there, usual suspects. There's the romantic notion of him teaming up with Cristiano Ronaldo. Wouldn't that be cool to see for some? But again, I don't think he's moving until we get a clear picture of the numbers involved.
All right, Ale, let's look at this from a Barcelona perspective, maybe more a Barcelona fan perspective. You're coming off this 8-2. You're obviously desperate. How desperate is the situation if you're a Barcelona fan looking at the next 5 years, and and ESPN Deportes has reported this was a face-to-face meeting. How desperate are you if you're a Barca fan?
The house is on fire. That's something that cannot be debated. And it was on fire even before the 8-2. So what the 8-2 did is essentially just pour gasoline on what was already a very, very fractured situation. And so when you look at Barcelona and you evaluate what Barcelona is right now, is a club that has been making the wrong decisions for years. And at some point, this was going to come and blow up in somebody's face. Well, it's blown up in all of their faces. And so I look at it as Barcelona, yes, they're going to rebuild. Okay, great. But rebuilding isn't just one player. It isn't just one situation that you have to resolve. The rebuild is not one that just takes place over one transfer market. It has to be about the culture of the club. How do you develop players? What is the new phase of Barcelona? Because Lionel Messi is indeed at some point going to leave. Whether it's now, later, or at some other point, he's going to leave. And where is the transition coming from? Where is that new wave of players? And the decisions that you've been making on younger players, say like, for example, Dembele, well, that hasn't worked out. Coutinho, that hasn't worked out. And so therefore, now you've swung and a miss on a couple of big names, and now you have the biggest name of all, and the biggest nightmare for any Barcelona fan would be that indeed that this conversation took place and that was the tone of the conversation. Imagine if you're Ronald Koeman. You just walked into a house on fire. You know it's burning. It's hot. The seat is already hot. You haven't even sat on it. And your guy, your main guy, the one guy that you're going to lean on tells you, Ronald, I think I may be out. The only thing that may be keeping me here is because my contract is complicated and we are in a COVID-19 world and it may be difficult for me to move somewhere else. But really, I'm actually looking elsewhere and this may not be my priority. That is not ideal for anybody that has anything to do with Barcelona.
Let's go to Don on this. Don, you're a romantic, a bit of a storyteller. What would you rather see from like a fan's perspective? Would you rather see Messi be a one-club guy throughout his career? Or do you have some curiosity, I think like a lot of people, what would it look like to see Messi in a different shirt?
Yeah, well, Ali paints a great picture of the house being on fire. It actually tickled me listening to him. But I think from a fan's point of view, I think he needs help, Messi. I think that's clear and obvious. I think the job that he's done since he's been there has been remarkable. And players, and legendary players, and I'm not knocking these players because it happens to us all. When you see the likes of Busquets and you see the likes of Luis Suarez, you can physically see that they've done so many miles and so many trophies, and they've put so much into Barcelona. They've just gotten old over probably a 2 or 3 year period. So from a fan's point of view, the Neymar story will never, ever go away until he actually says he's committing his future to PSG, which he never likely does, because I think in his heart of hearts, he'd love to go back to Spain and love to go back to Barca. So I could quite easily see, and I'm just painting this picture with no intelligence of what the financial situation is like at Barca. But all of a sudden, I could see a Messi playing in a different position with someone like Neymar taking the lead and Neymar playing further forward and Lionel Messi having that free role to just go and do what he does, as long as you build a side with Frankie de Jong and whoever it might be, if it's Miralem Pjanic coming in that central midfield. But they need a rebuild and they need it quick, because a club like Barca, they shouldn't be humiliated. And this story hasn't happened overnight. It's no coincidence when you see the result against Roma 2 or 3 years ago, you see the result against Liverpool last season and the 8-2 against Bayern. This has been coming, and it has been coming, and it's been happening for quite a while.
Gab, I saw that face you made. Why don't you tell us what the face was about? You don't think Messi will move back to make space for Neymar?
Look, I don't see how Neymar could be coming. I mean, this is the fact, right? With all due respect to the two former pros you have there, in the end, they don't take pay cuts, right? They very, very, very rarely do you see footballers taking a pay cut to make themselves happy. So, and the only way Neymar goes back to Barcelona is if he takes a pay cut, and if Griezmann takes a pay cut to go somewhere else and whatever. So, I appreciate the picture Don painted, because that's maybe what he would like to see. But there is a different reality, a different dynamic here at work. And I think what this is essentially Lionel Messi exercising a power play. And I don't say that in a negative way, I say it in a positive way. This wasn't just him meeting face-to-face with Ronald Koeman. This is Ronald Koeman coming to Messi's house in Castelldefels, just outside Barcelona by the beach, going to pay his respects to Messi, and Messi saying, listen, I don't see myself here. I see myself more outside, away from this club than at this club. That clause I told you about earlier, by May 31st, you can leave on a free transfer. Nobody's been able to confirm whether, because the season was extended because of COVID, perhaps that clause was extended as well. So Messi has incredible leverage here, and I think he has certain goals. And his first goal is the well-being of Barcelona. How he gets there is, I think, what Messi is still deciding. There will be new elections, and I think Messi wants to exert his influence to make sure that the club do what he thinks is best. And the only way he has leverage is if he threatens to leave, if he comes out with something like that, because then at that point, the whole ceiling caves in on Bartomeu. But the way the club is right now, they have to listen to what Messi says.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.